folks. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you've got a lovely brew. Please don't tell us what your sandwiches are because my stomach will start rumbling. We've had a change of guests. I'm quite excited to find out about this. It's like it's a bit of like an evolution. We were talking with Devon and Chris about going on to do crowdfunding and things like that. And we're chatting with James from LudiCreations, who I understand are something of experts when it comes to doing crowdfunding and things. This is not the first time around for you guys, is it?
No, it's not. We've had more than 15 projects successfully funded on Kickstarter and still going strong.
So maybe for the folks who haven't already learned about LudiCreations, tell us about yourself and who you are.
Okay, we've been around since 2012. We have published a lot of different and weird games. We tend to specialize on weird themes, like this new one, as you can see. Mm-hmm. We usually fund through Kickstarter for all of our games. And yeah, we are back there once again with our newest game, So You've Been Eaten. A game designed by Scott Out and illustrated by Wanchai Moria.
Wow. So how did you get involved with board games and LudiCreations? What started that off for yourself?
Me myself or LudiCreations as a company?
No, you yourself. Let's find out a little bit about James, how you got involved in this.
Okay. Well, I've been a board gamer since I was a child. I still remember the first time I saw a Risk board with little plastic minis when I was 7 or 8. And it was mind-blowing at the time. Yeah, and of course, I found out more and more interesting and more complex games. So I would say I've been a hardcore gamer for at least 15 years now. And I've been in the board game industry in some capacity or another for the last 5 years.
Wow,
that's good.
So a nice little introduction there, you know, just a little bit of board games. And so you got involved with LudiCreations. What is it you get up to with Araclis and everyone else?
Well, mainly I am responsible for the game development of our games and a bit of project management in general, covering all aspects. I'm involved in all aspects of the process of a game, from when we get it from a designer to how we go through it, developing it, deciding on a theme, finding artists, and then moving to crowdfunding, manufacturing, and finally sending it to backers and to players worldwide.
That's amazing. So you've got this big overwatch of like the whole thing.
Yeah,
it's wonderful.
Very, very interesting. Yeah, I've been working very, very closely with Iraklis, who is managing everything. He used to manage everything himself for many years, so he knows a lot about the industry. And I've been learning so much for the past 2 years that I've been working with him.
So, is this have you been involved in? So you've been eating since the start. Way back when. What's the story of the game?
Well, when I came to the company, we have already signed the game with Scott Alms, and it was early in the development process. So from what I learned is that Scott had this weird idea for a game, and he immediately thought of LudiCreations as very appropriate for this kind of game. So he approached us, and yeah, we liked it, we signed it, and we've been working on it quite hard since then.
So we're going to take a look at this with folks now. What platform are we looking at here? Is this Tabletop Simulator?
Yes, correct. This is Tabletop Simulator.
So you guys have taken all what will be the real life pieces and kind of applied them to the little 3D model things that they do in that.
Pretty much, yes. Of course, some the triple layer board, and the acrylic pieces do not show very well, of course, in Tabletop Simulator, but it gives a very good idea of the final art of the game.
Sure.
It's a very, very pretty game. It's wonderful. It's always lovely
Thank
when
you.
people send me their marketing bits and pieces and like, oh yeah, that's gorgeous. Let's get that up there. It's be amazing.
So
Thank you
You've
so
Been
much.
Eaten is a. Where do we start here, James? This I'm.
Okay, so you can see the board in the middle here, and on the left of the board will be sitting. The two players will be sitting on either side of the board, on the left and right. The game is called So You've Been Eaten because one player will play the role of a miner who is tasked with mining some very rare crystals, seen here, that only grow inside the belly of this huge space beast. So the only way to mine these crystals is to get eaten. And in the game, we follow this poor miner's process through the digestive tract of the beast, trying to mine all those precious crystals and hopefully come out alive.
Okay, I understand the name now. I get it. It's very
I
cute.
also love that. So You've Been Eaten is the start rather than the end of the game, which is tremendous.
Exactly.
And that Wes kind of. I also love the idea that for us it's these amazing crystals and we definitely need them for resources, but to this fella it might be gallstones or that kind of like.
No, actually the beast is quite protective of these nice minerals that grow inside it. So the miner gave it a mild indigestion. So it does its best to expel or fully digest this weird thing that it had swallowed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So how do we do this when we're starting off being eaten?
Okay, so the game is fully asymmetric. Each player has a completely different role. Let's start with the miner who is sitting on this side here. This is their console, their ARM console, and it shows their equipment that they can use to help them in their mission. The miners, let me just push the setup button.
Ooh.
And
nice.
This is the digestive tract I talked about, and it is full of either these crystals that correspond to the little pieces on one side, or there might be some equipment left by miners that were unsuccessful in their missions previously. And on the other side, within the yellow crosshairs, you can see bacteria. And there are 4 different types of bacteria shown on this track here. The yellow, red, green, and blue. So the goal of the beast is to digest the miner mainly using this bacteria. The miner always goes first, and they play a dice manipulation, dice placement game where they get to roll these 3 dice here at the start of the round, and then use them to take 3 actions. 1 action with each die. Okay. The actions are shown here on the console. So, for example, the miner could play a 1 here on this particular action and target the first card on the tract. As you can see, the slots in the tract are numbered from 1 to 7.
Yep.
So by placing a 1, the miner can target this card, and this action is called a capture action. And by using it, the miner can capture this particular crystal and place it in their collected area. And the card is then discarded. And whenever there is a gap in the row, then we always slide the rest of the cards forward. Okay. And this is the simplest really action, the capture action, very helpful. This is how you win by getting your crystals. But then you need some actions to help combat these bacteria. And helpfully, we have this eliminate action. And with this, by placing a die, you get to eliminate a bacteria in the row and the adjacent ones that have the same color. But in order to use it, you have to eliminate at least 2 bacteria, as you can see by the 2 card symbols there.
Gotcha.
So normally by placing 2 here, you would be able to eliminate the second card in the tract, but since there are no adjacent red bacteria, you can't really do it. But what you can do about it is the third action, which is the stun action over here. And by placing a die, there, you can stun one card from the tract and place it backwards any number of spaces. So for example, by placing a 3, you could send this blue one step back, so red would come closer. And then by placing the 2 on the eliminate, you could get rid of both of these and discard them. And this is how, this is the main equipment of the miner. Of course, there is an action here to change your dice. So by placing any die here, you can set another die to any number you want.
Okay. So there's a little bit of like, I've just rolled all the same things and I can't do everything with that card. So you can help.
Yeah, exactly. If you are in a very, very tight spot, of course, you're spending one of your 3 actions to do that. So it's very costly, but it might really help when you're in a tight spot.
Okay. No, that's good.
And the final action that the miner can take is the upgrade action. And as you can see here, it has 3 different slots depending on the value of the die. And by placing a die on this action, you can upgrade one of your 3 basic actions and unlock a new ability.
Cool.
These are very, very helpful, and I will talk about them after I explain the beast's turn, which is quite important. So after the miner finishes their turn by taking all 3 actions, then the first card in the tract always attacks them. And that bacteria, the blue one, the card will be discarded, and the blue bacteria will advance 1 on its track here. And if any one of these 4 colors reaches the 4th step of the tract, then the game ends for the miner. They have been fully digested, and the beast automatically wins.
Okay.
So the miner must do their best by manipulating the digestive tract so that they do not get attacked by the same bacteria 4th times at all costs. And this concludes the end of the miner's turn. We have some helpful cards to remind you of all the actions that you can do and so on. And then it's the beast's turn. So the beast has a hand of cards, of stomach cards, like these here. And the first thing they need to do in their turn is refill the digestive tract with cards from their hand. And they need to be careful with how they do that, because they do not want, of course, to group bacteria of the same type together so that they are harder to eliminate, and they do not want to give all the crystals to the miner, of course, but they need to refill the tract. And the more empty slots the tract has, the fewer options the beast has on how to refill it. And after this, they get to buy 1 immune response card. These here are the immune response cards, and they are helpful abilities that the beast develops. And they can either be used once when they're purchased, or they can be used once per turn. There are many, most of them are unique. But in order to purchase one of these cards, you can see in the bottom left corner, there is a prerequisite that needs to happen in the digestive tract. And for this particular card, there need to be 2 red bacteria side by side. So when refilling the tract, the beast must take into account what card they want to purchase next, because they need to make sure that they have the prerequisites in order to acquire it. And other than the prerequisite, the cards also have a cost shown in the top left corner. For this particular card, it's 3. And the cost, in order to pay for the cost, they use energy generated from the crystals that grow inside their tract. So each crystal in the tract, here, here, and here, would give the beast 1 energy in order to purchase a card. So on one hand, you do not want to place crystals in the tract because the miner will get them. But on the other hand, you want them because these will help you get better and better abilities to combat the miner. And of course, if the crystals in the tract are not enough, the beast, if they have any leftover cards in hand after refilling the tract, they can spend these from their hand and place them at the bottom of the deck to generate some extra energy.
Okay.
And yes, before you ask, these cards cannot contain crystals, so the miner cannot just put all the crystals at the bottom of the deck and hope that they will not come up. And at the end of the beast's turn, they will get to play one mutation card. You can see these in this green zone here. It looks a bit weird if you're not used to Tabletop Simulator. This is a hidden zone, so the miner cannot see these cards. And the beast at the end of its turn picks one of those. There is one for its bacteria color, yellow, green, red, and blue, and there is one empty. So the beast will pick one of those cards, flip it, and place it here in this slot. Now, at the miner's next turn, as I told you before, they will be attacked by the first card in the tract, right? And when that happens, the beast will flip this card, and if they guessed the color of the bacteria that attacked correctly, they will get to damage the miner's equipment. So if they have any upgraded action, they will need to downgrade it. And if they are all downgraded, the miner must lose a crystal that they have captured. Yeah. So it's very good if you manage to guess correctly. But the problem is these cards are then discarded. They are one use, and there are two for each color. And one empty one, which you can use as a bluff, and it always returns to your hand after you play it. So there is this bluffing game where you try to guess, after you set up the tract for the miner, you try to guess what they are going to do. And they, of course, take that into account, and they think, oh, but if they thought that I will do that, then I need to do something else. And it has this mind game between the two that is very interesting.
Nice.
Nice, I like it. It's very good.
Yeah, this is the beast's turn. So the only thing left is to explain these upgraded actions that the miner can take. I talked about the immune response cards earlier, when the beast can buy one of those, one and only per turn, if possible, and then a new one will be revealed. But if they manage to have 5 acquired, then at the end of the miner's turn, they will win, because they have built an immune system too powerful for the miner to survive. So the miner needs to do something about it with the eliminate action that we talked about before. So if they get to upgrade their eliminate action, they can use their dice here in order to eliminate one of the immune responses. And you can see in the bottom right of the card that there are some die values.
Yep.
And in order to eliminate this particular card, you need to place a die of 1 or 4 on the appropriate action to take it out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. The next upgraded action is for the capture. Instead of capturing crystals, like this one, for example, you can capture tools like those in the blue square. The tools, they are helpful one-time abilities. And when you take them, you place them in these 3 slots here. You can hold up to 3 of them, and you can use them whenever you want. And they can adjust your dice. They can manipulate the row. They can even steal cards from the beast's hand and place them in the row even if they don't want to do that. They are very, very helpful, but they are one-use abilities. And the final upgraded action is the stun action. So this is very similar to the normal stun action. What I didn't mention before is that when you take a stun action, then you get to adjust the value of one of your other dice by plus or minus 1. And this can reach a value of 7, which is one of the few ways to reach the final card in the row. But if you upgrade your stun action, the main effect is the same. You just push 1 card backwards in the tract. But the secondary effect is better because the die you use to stun, you can immediately re-roll it and take a different action with that.
Oh, cool.
Effectively giving you 4 actions or maybe more per turn if you do it more than once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
And this is the beast's upgraded actions, and they continue going back and forth like that until either the miner has collected all 8 crystals, or until the beast has reached the 4th level with the bacteria, in which case they win, or if they have accumulated 5 immune response cards, in which case they will also win. But if the deck runs out, the stomach deck here, runs out before any of the 2 have achieved their goal, then the miner has completed their trip, let's say, through the digestive tract, and they go out the other way.
Okay. Yeah.
This is the ending number 2, as we call it. And
All right.
well,
Yeah.
the miner survived. They go home with as many crystals as they have collected. They are alive and well, although changed by the whole ordeal.
Experience. Yeah. Okay.
Traumatized gently, you know.
The beast survived as well with a mild stomach ache, and then they will calculate their points in order to see who won.
Okay.
So the miner, as is expected, gets points shown by the green stars for each crystal they have gathered,
Yeah.
and also for each of their upgraded actions that they have unlocked. The beast gets 1 point for each bacteria that has reached the 2nd level, and 2 points for each bacteria that reached the 3rd level.
Oh, and you've got like the nice red stars, so you can just count up like the 3 kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Nice and
useful.
easy.
And most immune response cards also give points, either 0, 1, or 2 points, depending on how good their effect is. So, but one other thing is that the beast loses points for any crystals that they have kept in their hand. So it's not that easy to force the game into a tie by just keeping all the crystals in hand. So in the end, they will calculate their points, and the side with the most wins, with ties going to the miner, as he had the most difficult experience.
I love that. That's wonderful understatement right there. It's a bit of a difficult experience.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
definitely.
That's
Sounds
tremendous.
Like one. So we've got a bit of dice rolling, but then we've also got almost like set collecting, trying to get the bacteria in the same sort of order, and then there's hand management and a little bit. There's like a good combination of elements here that have come together.
Yes.
Yeah, and it plays in half an hour, maybe for new players. With experienced players, we dropped it to 15 minutes for a game. Yeah,
So
it's really quick.
I saw something on one of the Facebook groups speaking about this. Is this true? This is like a 0 to 2 players?
That is correct. It's a 0 to 2 player game. Since the game is completely asymmetric, when developing the solo modes, we thought, well, why not make just one? We can have one mode where the player plays as a miner against an automated beast called a hibernating beast.
Okay.
Or you can play as a beast against a robot miner that came in to collect the crystals. So there are 2 different AIs, an AI for the beast and an AI for the miner. And of course, if you find that interesting, you can pit the 2 AIs against each other, and you do not make any decisions in this. You just move things around as instructed, because the AIs play against each other, and see who wins. So since you don't really play, it's a 0-player game.
That's tremendous, but you actually then can see how it affects the other player, or the non-player in this case. That's actually quite extraordinary.
Yeah, it's when you
Super
see
clever.
it as 0 players, you're like, how? But then when you kind of explain, you're like, okay, no, I get it. Which is also, I know a lot of folks, I do it myself. You maybe play a round or 2 of a game by yourself to see how some of the things work. I mean, you explained it really nicely here, James, but sometimes you have to have a go yourself to see. And
Yeah.
letting the the AI have a go and do it whilst you're also going, oh, okay, that's how that bit works. Oh, okay, that's what that happened. What is a really cute way of doing it. I like it. And then you can play as the beast or as the robot and as the miner. It's good. It's good.
I really like the idea that to really be good at this game, you ought to be able to play both sides, and you ought to be able to win both sides. It's like, because some people are amazing at being the miner, or some people will be epic at being the beast, but you get the whole experience if you can win at both sides of the thing.
Exactly, because the roles are very, very different. The miner is the more active one.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yes.
set the pace for the game by discarding the cards from the tract, and they force the beast to refill a lot of them if there are so many empty gaps. But the beast is the one that plays more from the shadows, let's say. They do not attack the miner straightforwardly. They need to set traps and pressure the miner with many different things so that they can't really escape their fate.
It's a longer game, almost, that strategic, longer thought out overview.
Yeah, it's more of a
Compared to
mind
the
game.
Seat of pants. Oh my goodness, how are we going to get through this?
I
That's
like
wicked.
it. It's almost like you play one game, and because it's a nice length, you then just spin the board around and go like from the opposite side. So you to get the whole experience, you just play it twice in a row and have a good go.
Yeah, exactly. And on Tabletop Simulator, we actually have the other mods. So normally, the board that you can see here is divided into two parts.
Mm-hmm.
And the miner part, on one side, it has the active miner, the human player, and on the other side has the robot. While the beast part, on one side is the active beast and the other is the hibernating. So by flipping the board, either one half of it or both halves of it, you can get all the different modes.
Oh.
So on Tabletop Simulator, we actually created the different setups for the different solo modes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, this is the two-player. This is the miner solo here, where you play against the automated beast. And as you can see now, the tracks and the rest of the board is faces you, the player. So
Yes.
it's easier to figure out what the beast needs to do. It's very similar, really, to the two-player experience, but the beast has these extra actions that they take here in every turn. Using this beast die, they get to roll it at the start of their turn, and depending on these special actions, they might get rid of some cards in the track unexpectedly, get rid of some crystals, or even reshuffle the stomach track, however it is, and get more and more cards, of course. And these are different than in the two-player experience. As you can see in the top right corner, there are two icons, one for the hibernating beast and one for the awake beast, the active one. And depending on which mode you want to play, you shuffle in the deck the cards of the corresponding type. So if it has both icons, it can be used in both games, but there are cards that are only in one of the modes.
Okay, cool. And this is all just part of the standard box. This is not like, buy the solo variant version or anything like that.
No, they are. It's all in the same box, in the basic edition, with the standard board and cardboard tokens. But of course, we have some more fancy versions with more beautiful tokens and other components.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have a look at the Kickstarter page in a couple of minutes. But this is great. So this is on Tabletop Simulator, but obviously we're talking about playing this in real life as well. How big is this in physical kind of form? Is it like 30, 50 centimeters long? What is the size going to be?
Let me check. If I remember correctly, the length of the board is 70 centimeters.
Okay, cool. So
Nice.
I'm just trying to, because obviously on the internet now, I'm always confused by how big things look, and it's going to have like a nice size on your table. It's not, these are probably normal size playing cards that we're looking at next to them.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, the box is the size of Seven Wonders Duel. It's 20 by 20.
Nice.
So the board actually folds in 4. So it fits very well in there.
Oh, so that's where you were talking about. You can flip it over and have the different modules. That now I
Exactly.
understand. See.
Yeah, and the cards are normal ticket ride size cards. I think it's the standard Eurogame size.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's really awesome. Who did the wonderful art? Who is your artist with this game?
It's Kwanchai Moria. He's very talented. And we had he was fortunately he was interested in this game, and we managed to get him to create these beautiful illustrations, and of course these magnificent cover.
Yeah,
it's
Minor
beautiful.
looking quite not sure about his life choices as he's about to be eaten.
Was this a good idea to come into this, Tommy? Was it? Who knows?
Yeah.
It's that wonderful moment where he's either not read the briefing properly or it's been a bit hazy on the briefing. It's like, yeah, go on, you go there, you're going to eat. So, what? Brilliant.
You might
Absolutely.
be lunched through this. So the Kickstarter is live now as we're talking. I can see, share with the folks at home. It's got 27 days to go, and it's already massively funded.
Yeah, we set a realistic goal. Our philosophy is no BS KS. We don't set fake goals. We do not give stretch goals. We do not like them. We try to present the best possible version of the game from the start at the price that we have calculated that is manageable. So if we did any stretch goals, they would have to be, hidden into the costs and all that. We do not want to bother. We just present our product from the first day as it should be.
And 2,516 backers right now, all excited about that. So we can see some more of the beautiful art that kind of is in the game, and all these. The box looks really cool with that the miner there. It's great. So you said that everything in the Kickstarter now is going to be what the backers get. What do we get? What comes?
If you can scroll down a little bit, in the basic game, it's whatever you saw on the Tabletop Simulator with cardboard components for the crystals and the bacteria and the upgrade tokens. Then we have a premium version where the crystals are replaced by these shiny plexiglass see-through tokens that are printed, two-side printed with the crystal. So it creates this weird effect like seeing an actual crystal. These were very, very impressive. And of course, some custom shaped wooden counters for the bacteria as well.
We've been advised by LudiCreations to scroll down a bit more to have a look.
Scroll down more. Oh, okay. There we go. I was looking at, there's the double-sided boards and the cards. Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is the basic version
this is the basic version. Oh, okay. I
With all
thought
the
this was the
cards.
fancy version. There we go. Okay.
No, the fancy comes later.
This is the fancy version now, the premium edition. Nice. Okay.
Now, this is the premium.
Look at that.
That's shiny.
That is shiny. And then there's the wooden shaped tokens.
These
and
are
there's
plexiglass crystals.
a wooden robot miner.
Yeah. This is for the beast solo mode. The robot tries to replicate itself by collecting these crystals.
Nice. And then this
I love that it looks
Pepto
smug.
Bismol.
It's a very smug looking robot. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get your crystals.
Yeah, with the premium version, we also decided to include a mini expansion, which consists of these 12 tokens, and it offers a bit of challenge for both sides. It can be helpful to either of those, depending on how they play.
Wow.
And if you scroll a little bit more, you will see the collector's edition.
Okay. Oh,
Which is even more fancy.
I like that. So you've got this terrific game. Well, basically, two different types of games in one playing each other, and then it's all this super shiny, really nice, great feeling, great looking tokens and bits and pieces of the game. That's wicked.
Oh, there's a nice little dice tower in there, and
Yes,
cute,
and
isn't it?
triple layer boards.
Yes, always massively helpful.
oh, that's it.
It's like you've met gamers or something.
yeah.
It's
We've
like we
had
must
some
be
experience
really
with those
careful.
types.
Yeah, it's like we must be really careful with our game. Dum dum dum. Like,
Yeah.
guys, that's awesome.
That looks
That's super
Thank you.
wicked.
beautiful. There's a lot of love and fun gone into this creation here. I like it. It's really nice. I mean,
We
like,
certainly we worked very hard for this to present this final form of the game on Kickstarter finally.
yeah, I like that. Even like the basic edition. I mean, it doesn't look basic. I'll be honest here. The artwork is stunning, and the kind of different parts of the dice, they look really pretty. They're speckled dice. Like, I'm in some dice groups on Facebook. That's not a basic dice, I'll be honest.
Yeah, they're space dice,
Yeah.
custom
yeah,
as well.
Yeah, so there's, and then you've got, yeah, it's really cool. So you're on Kickstarter for 27 more days.
Exactly, until the end of March.
Yeah, where does it say on here? 31st. So literally the month of March is so you've been eaten month. I think. Can folks like you like LudiCreations has joined us in Twitch chat. They mentioned that you designed the Tabletop Simulator module. Can folks try it? Is it something that's available for everyone right now?
Absolutely. If you scroll down on the page as well, we have links. So you can just click there. And if you have Tabletop Simulator, you can just try any of the modules as many times as you want. It's, free for everyone. And right underneath those links, we have our link for our brand new Discord server.
Oh, cool.
If anyone wants to chat or know more about the game or ask for a demo or anything, we are there. Someone is there almost 24/7.
Oh, wow.
Live on the internet. I like it. So where are we? This is just looking through some of the things. Oh, there's a nice handy thing there to help us understand which pledge levels get us different things. Where are we? The 1-player game, the 0-player game, the rules. Try the game. There we go. Okay, yeah. So we've got the minor solo and all the different bits, and then a lovely link to your Discord server, and then a few folks who have already. There's a Rado plays through as well, and some other folks who've had a go. Oh, very nice. Okay, cool. I like it. So you can have a go and check this all out before we even have to dive into the Kickstarter and decide which version we want. I like it. It's good. It's good. Do you have a preference? Like, do you prefer playing as the miner or the monster, the beast?
Personally, I prefer to play as the beast. It's some people say it's the more challenging role. It's definitely the harder one to get good at.
Okay.
Because the miner's role is more straightforward, while as the beast, you try to, you need to change your play depending on what the miner does. And I found this more interesting, the mind game and all that.
Okay. Well, I guess that with the difference between the two, it's a nice, like, maybe you could play with one of your kids as the miner, and then you could play as the beast, which is not necessarily like, there are a few games that don't lend well to different varyings of skills and ages, kind of thing. And that sounds like you definitely get my 10-year-old to play as the miner and try and win as the beast and that kind of stuff. That's cool. It's cool. LudiCreations said they used to be the miner. They used to prefer that 2 years ago, but now they've gone through all this and they're the beast. It's been in development for at least 2 years then.
More in development, actually. Yeah, we had a version that is very similar to the final one. We had it as a prototype at Spiel 2019.
Yep.
The last
The
one.
last time.
Last one,
Yeah.
19.
Good
2019, the
times,
last
good
time
times.
things was real. Yeah.
But yeah, we have kept working on it and refining it, and building the Tabletop Simulator modules and preparing for the campaign and all that.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It looks like a really nice, well-planned out campaign. It's very simple. I like that graphic towards the bottom. Help me work out which bits are included in which things. And a lot of folks already think that too with the over 2,000 people. Kate, did you mention something before? Like it took 4 minutes to fund or something?
Yeah, it was ridiculous because I was obviously checking the updates and things as well because they're like, oh, we're going to go live. We're going to go live shortly. And I thought, I'll just do a quick refresh. And it just went boom. And like, oh, well, that's terrific.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Congratulations. Massive,
people
massive
have been
achievement.
expecting this. We have been getting so many messages. When is it going to come on Kickstarter? When is it out? Yeah.
That's
It's
wonderful.
wonderful.
Yeah, like so many
Thank you.
folks have got that
Yeah,
trust
0 to
in
2 minutes apparently funded according to the chat. So yes,
Awesome.
good, really good. And I can absolutely see this. So I had the great pleasure of meeting you guys for about half a second on the Thursday at the show preview last year. And just the immediate enthusiasm and passion that you guys had for not just your stuff but everything around you, it was amazingly contagious. And so when you guys said, oh yeah, we're doing this thing, you're like, that's gonna be tremendous. And what a great pitch for a game. It's like, so you've been eaten. Like, oh, and that's the start. Okay, that's good. You know?
Well, we're in the gaming industry. It's the best industry to have fun, right?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. We were just talking with Devon and Chris from Warwick University about how they teach games, which is the most fun course they run at Warwick. But I think they're a little bit biased as well. But this is awesome. I love this. I do have a couple of LudiCreation games around the room, and I do enjoy how different they all are. I think what's my nearest one is. I can't see it. It's on the shelf somewhere. This where you're spies, and you
Redacted.
That's it. Yes,
Yeah.
you're spies, and you have to get that. That's very different from this. This is a whole different.
Completely different.
Oh, I love it. Well, start player Robert. Who wins the most in the 0-player game? Is it equal? Does the beast always eat everyone?
I think they are about equal.
Okay.
You know.
50-50.
That's
That's
good
good.
design.
If you run it many times,
The publisher
more or
wins
less
the
equal.
most. There we go. That's the LudiCreations. So yeah, it's very true. But no, that's really cool. Though, if you feel like it's about equal, it's good to know, because that's a thing. You often wonder with asymmetric games whether they are balanced, and you can run the 0 game a couple of times and see that it is probably roughly balanced and nice and simple. Yeah.
Well, the 0-player game is not a good indicative of how the 2-player game plays as well, because as a player, it's very different what you need to do to anticipate the moves of the AIs. So unfortunately, it can't be used as a measure for this.
This is why I don't teach game design at university. And I'm not
Yeah.
I say quite frequently I'm not going to design a game, because every time we chat with folks, you just learn so much more that goes into what makes a game, and it's just delightful to kind of understand all these extra bits and pieces. And obviously James and everybody have already done that thought before I'd even like. No, I like it. It's good. So on Kickstarter until the end of March, which means you've got a nice little while to check the Tabletop Simulator game out, try the 2 players, try the 1 players, try it from both sides, and jump on board. You mentioned the Discord there, so if you want somebody to help you get through, like I'll be honest, Tabletop Simulator, Tabletopia, they're all not my native situation. So
Of course.
So if we drop into the Discord, somebody can help us have a go.
Exactly.
Just like
Comments, questions, whatever. A demo, of course, we can provide. Just
Wonderful.
hop in the server and ask us about it.
Excellent. And I know
That's very dedicated.
folks got to grips with Discord during Virtually Expo, so that's a good thing to kind of.
Yeah, it's a very nice platform.
It is. I've been enjoying it since then in many, many Discord servers. It's been great. Thank you for taking time to chat with us today, James, and show us the game.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. Let's just come back up here because one of the things at Expo we get asked quite a lot, and I know there are 2 members of the Expo core team who are forever answering the same question, which is normally from Simon and Andy, just wait. Just hold. But now volunteer managers Simon and Andy have let us know that you can apply to be a volunteer at Expo 2021. That's
Which
awesome.
would be good.
It's great.
So you can play amazing games and you can help other people play amazing games and help the show run so we can have games like this on.
Yeah. I think that the other thing to remember, though, is you need to be flexible because right now, everything is needing to be flexible. It's not a promise. It's not a guarantee. It's only if it's safe. And everything that Richard spoke with us about a couple of weeks. And if you haven't seen that video, I recommend you go back through the YouTube channel, go back through the Twitch VODs and just have a listen to with Richard as we chat through what's going to happen the 30th of July to the 1st of August 2021 with our fingers crossed for everything to go to plan. But yeah, if you feel like you could spare that weekend with us and come down and volunteer, the applications are now open.
It's very exciting.
Time.
I have
Hopefully
been
we'll see you
demoing
guys.
games for 7 years now, and in conventions, and it's so much fun.
Isn't it? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Like a wonderful community behind the scenes as well as on the show floor. Like I said again, James, thanks for joining us. And Kate, we'll be back next week. Please, no more accidents with adventuring.
No. All fighting fit now.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us, James. Thanks for joining us, everybody on Twitch, and if you're watching behind on the Facebook or the YouTube, do try and come and join us live. We'll be back next week, and I'm going to click this button, and we'll go. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.